why you love self-storage. Come join us.
I love self-storage.
Yeah.
It's just become a part of my life. It really has. More than a career, because most of my good friends have come from self-storage. It's been such a blessing.
Yeah.
You know, not just a career blessing, but a blessing in life as well.
I love self-storage because of the people and the energy that they bring. I don't think I've ever seen an industry that's just this passionate about what they do, and there's always just something fun and exciting going on.
I'm so grateful. The community, the ISS, the SSA, all the associations have been, amazing. The friendships, and I have the privilege of, again, traveling to a lot of the state shows and the national shows. And again, it's just the community here is great, such as yourself, and this SBOA team has been amazing since they've come on the scene. I see a lot of amazing people doing amazing things, and it really inspires me to keep going.
To me, it's the people and the vendors and everything around. A lot of competitors, a lot of different solutions. Things are growing in the industry, but everybody is here to help each other.
Yeah.
What I like the most is, I think, the innovation. It's amazing. I love the innovation, and I really like the people.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
I love the people in this business.
Yeah.
You know, there are so many good-hearted, true blue, nice people here.
Yeah.
You know, the other people here who do what we do are our friends.
Yeah.
I love the fact that people need stuff, and the more stuff that they need, the more they need to store it.
Right.
And when people are storing their stuff, they need a hug.
Yeah.
They need love.
They do.
We help people through a transitioning time and provide a service directly to their door while enriching storage professionals with additional revenue.
What I love about self-storage is that you're always meeting new people.
Always.
I love to just have a conversation with people, hear their stories, hear about what they do, because there's so many different things in the self-storage industry that you can be into, whether it be software development, tenant and commercial insurance like what we do. There's a lot of different colors and mixes in the industry, so that's what I would love about it. And also the conferences have some great venues too. So that's always a good perk, right?
My favorite thing about self-storage would have to be the opportunity to work with powerful and supportive women like yourself and Iris and the rest of the entire industry as a whole. I think a theme for women in the industry is women empowering women. Very much comes across, whether you're a competitor or not even in the same technology or magazines or anything in the space. Everyone supports each other and is willing to help each other and provide feedback and resources. And that is huge in this space.
And probably the thing I love most about the industry is the people. You meet people from all over the country, all the vendors at these shows, your partners. They all have an interest in helping your business succeed and making the industry move forward. And everybody's kind of working towards the same goal. So that's been the best part.
In a world where brand experience is paramount, upholding your company's standards demands unwavering consistency in every location. At the SBOA, we understand the critical role consistency plays in driving your business's success. That is why we joined forces with MSI to introduce a revolutionary internal audit program tailored to meet the specific needs of your organization. Our game-changing audit program leverages cutting-edge technology and expert insight to bring you unparalleled accuracy and reliability. We know that success in this competitive environment is paved with adherence to operational requirements, and every company has its own standards along with state and local regulations to adhere to. So we've made our internal audit system completely customizable, all in a user-friendly app. The app enables on-site agents to collect real-time data and insights from their respective locations. This feature ensures that information is up to date and allows for quick responses to any issues or challenges that could arise. Our internal audit program also has advanced photo and video reporting capabilities. These visual reporting tools allow leadership to visualize non-compliant sites and gain a comprehensive understanding of the issues, with specific examples for clear context, which enhances communication and leads to faster resolutions. And it can be done with just a few clicks and the snap of a photo or quick video. And our program provides an in-depth understanding of each store's performance and challenges. This feature allows for a comprehensive assessment of how well each location adheres to operational requirements and brand standards, helping to identify areas for improvement. Are you ready to take your self-storage business to the next level? Explore our comprehensive suite of services, including internal audit programs, mystery shopping, and unlock your full potential. Contact us today to embark on a journey of excellence and success. 248-254-9000.
Are you a self-storage owner or operator looking for service providers to help at your facility? Well, the Storage Business Owners Alliance, also known as the SBOA, has you covered. The SBOA is a premier online hub for connecting self-storage owners and operators to industry-leading products and service providers. We provide one-stop shopping for your business with exclusive offers to save time and money. At the SBOA, we believe by coming together, we help owners and operators grow revenue, gain purchasing power, reduce expenses, improve efficiencies, and increase profitability. We also offer many resources such as our conferences and Self-Storage Unlock webinars to help self-storage owners and operators gain the knowledge needed to become more competitive in the industry. To become an SBOA member or to find out more information, please visit www.thesboa.com today. We can't wait for you to join the Alliance.
Well, howdy, self-storage land. I am Iris Czygan, president of the Storage Business Owners Alliance, better known as the SBOA. And welcome to our Halloween edition of Self-Storage Unlocked, self-storage horror stories and how we survived them. We have a great lineup for you today. First off, I want to thank our sponsor, SBOA Insurance Services. They keep operators protected when real life horror strikes. So make sure if you're not insured after today, you're going to want to be, and you give them a call. We will be watching the chats, the polls, and the Q&A today. But we're going to do things a little differently than what we normally do, where we offer a Starbucks gift card for the most interactive audience member. I want to read your horror stories. So we're going to give a $5 gift card to anyone who drops their self-storage horror story in there. It has to be short or you won't fit it all in the chat. And at the end, we will, our panel here is going to vote on their favorite horror story for a bigger prize at the very end. So hang on to the end. Make sure you answer the polls, the chats, and tell us your horror stories because we love to hear them. Now grab your coffee, tell us where you're joining from, and if you dare, share those tales. So I'm going to go ahead and bring our panelists up. First up, we have Shannon Charbonneau, aka the Cookie Monster. How are you, Shannon?
I am doing great, and I wish I really had a cookie the size of my head today.
Ah, you and me both, lady. That would be a treat. Shannon, tell everybody a little bit about where you're from, what you do, and for the few people in the audience that don't know you already.
Oh, and I can't wait to meet you if I haven't already. But my name is Shannon Charbonneau. I am with XPS Solutions. XPS is a call center specific to the self-storage industry. We have been doing this now. It's our 25th year. And I'm so excited. I get to travel around and meet operators from all over the country to hear what is important to them and make sure that that our company is on track and doing what we need to do. So super excited to be here today. Thank you, Iris.
Well, and we appreciate you. And I have to tell our audience that Shannon is actually at a customer's office right now.
I'm trying to turn my thing. I'm in a little
office. And she, and we almost didn't get to have her on camera. So I'm really glad that we did. And we so appreciate you being here, Shannon. We'll see you back in a minute or two.
Thank you.
Next up, I'm going to bring up Valerie Casares. Did I say it right?
Yes, perfect. Perfect, Iris.
Awesome, Valerie. Tell everyone who you are and what you do in the self-storage industry. We're all quite familiar with your husband, but we have not had you on a webinar before.
Well, lucky me today. Iris, thank you. And my name is Valerie Casares, and I have been in the mystery shopping business for the last 25 years with Mercantile Systems. And I'm usually behind the scenes, hence the dark hat.
You didn't need a costume today. This is what you usually wear, right? Where's the camera?
Mystery shopping in a multitude of different industries. We've been in the storage industry since 2008.
Wow.
And I have to say, it is my favorite industry because of the people. Amazing people.
Yes, it really is. We are very blessed to work in this industry, and I am fascinated and love everyone I meet every day. And I can't wait to hear the stories today. I'll tell the audience, I told everyone backstage here, I did not read the stories ahead of time because I wanted to be as surprised as you are. So we will have fun with this today. Valerie, we'll see you back in a minute or two. Next up, we have Tron Jordheim, who is coming straight from Hawaii today from the looks of it. How are you doing today, Tron?
I'm doing great. Nice to see you, Iris. It's great to be here and share some spooky stories. So
I can't wait to hear your stories. Tron, tell everyone a little bit about you and what you do in the storage industry.
yeah, so I'm a consultant to self-storage operators, and I help people improve their businesses and fix their challenges. And actually, next month will be my 25th anniversary in the storage business, and that'll be fun.
That's fantastic.
And if your audience has never heard of the Self-Storage Hawaii Unconference, that's the idea here with the costume. So just to keep the Hawaii thing going.
Your costume today. You're just coming in your everyday gear, right?
Okay.
Well, I'm going to bring the ladies back up, and I want to. Well, we already have a story in the comment. Whoa. Tall Terry had a coworker who did not do the daily walkthrough and left for a conference. Their assistant called in after they arrived at the conference, stating he found in a unit from South Florida and had been there several days and had started to melt. Well, Terry, you kicked us off with a pretty creepy, scary story. I don't know who's going to top that.
We can all go home now.
Right? I'm not even going to try. That wins.
Woo! I mean,
That's
I
horrible.
kind of know it happens, but wow, I haven't had any kind of personal experience. Thank God. Well, Shannon, I'm going to start with you following that. This is perfect because you have something about just let it go.
I was thinking, let it go. So yeah, here's the thing. One cool thing about our company is that not only do we take a bazillion phone calls every single year, but most of the team that we have people we have hired that have been self-storage managers previously. And so I put out the call to my team and was like, give me what you got. And one of the stories that they gave to me was they were an actual on-site manager, and they took a call where it was the boyfriend of a tenant calling, and all he could say was, please don't call the police. Please don't call the police. And it turned out that the actual tenant got locked in the gate after hours, so as they sometimes do when they stay longer than they're supposed to. And after waiting, all of about 2 minutes, she just decided that her car wasn't worth as much as their gate and decided to just ram it and ram it and ram it until she got out of the gate. And so what our person heard was somebody yelling, please don't call the police, as he's yelling at his girlfriend to stop doing what she's doing. So yeah, the cameras proved all of that out and everything got taken care of. They did call the police, in fact, as you can imagine. And I said the lesson, our takeaway from that is that sometimes the people who are in the car with our tenants don't want to be there, and to treat them accordingly. And also cameras and good lighting matters. Make sure that you have your property protected in that way, because if they didn't have a camera, would have been very difficult to prove. Even though that person called screaming about don't call the police on my girlfriend, it would have been difficult to prove that it was actually her. But
Wow. I have to ask, from an insurance perspective, was it covered?
I didn't ask.
You don't know?
I didn't ask. No.
That works. Again, get that insurance, answer your phone calls.
Right.
And upgrade your cameras. Make sure they're working, because so many people
Make sure they're working.
Yes, they have cameras, but they're not actually even plugged in. Yeah, it's a good idea. Have it on record all the time.
That's right. But just think, if you answer the phone and say, "How can I help you?" and they say, "Don't call the police, don't call the police," probably you should just go ahead and call the police.
Call the police. Please call the police. Yes. Absolutely. Tron, you have a story about a vanished home?
Yes, yes. So imagine you bought a new home, you sold your old home, but you know how it goes. Sometimes there's a big gap in between getting out and getting in. So you go live with your in-laws for a while with your kids. And then imagine you're going to your storage unit where everything you own is in that big storage unit. And you get there and there's no lock on your door. And you roll up the door and the unit is empty. Can you just imagine the horror those people felt?
I just got chills.
It's
Literally.
terrible. So come to find out, when the store manager moved these people in, they transposed the numbers on the unit. And those people were paying rent on time every month for a unit they weren't even in. And the unit their stuff was in was sitting there with no name on the unit. And the store manager violated every protocol we had and cut the lock off of that and disposed of everything. And it was all gone. So my voice is tightening up just thinking about it now. I was the person who had the conversation with that fella and helped him work that out. I mean, you can imagine the size of the check he ended up getting. And you can probably imagine what happened to that store manager. But man, if you are not being so careful about auditing your rent roll and doing your lock checks and all of that sort of thing, you could set up a disaster like this for one of your customers. And so you don't want to do that. Yikes.
Yeah, yikes is right. Zoinks.
Tron, you literally brought tears to my eyes just even thinking about that. I am so sorry you had to make that call, my friend.
Yeah.
What really is bad for me is the family who was standing there going, where is everything we own? Crazy.
Oh my goodness, that's heartbreaking. All right, Val.
All right.
You got to cheer us up a little bit, but you can scare us too with the 800,000 payroll phantom.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So what we do is measure employee performance. And we're also, our hidden gift is experts at theft. And so when people have theft problems, they call us. And we are a licensed private investigating agency. And so when we got this call, it was really heartbreaking. It was a longtime employee, and it was at a multi-location storage company, large storage company. And they suspected a minor payroll inconsistency. So they call us. I think it's about $10,000 to $20,000. And so our team goes out and we start to interview. And we interview the suspect, and in 20 minutes, it's like he wanted to get caught. He confesses. But he doesn't confess to just $20,000. He confesses to $800,000.
Oh, my
and it's a process that you get them to confess. I mean, like, you talk about, so, are you taking $1,000 a month? Da, 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 da. Well, what was he doing? He was in accounting. And when an employee would leave, now not all employees, but one here and one there, he would keep them on payroll. He wouldn't take them off payroll. And so he was able then to wash the check and deposit it. Well, they weren't doing checks and balances. They weren't doing an audit. And that's why you want third-party audits. But the saddest part is he was an employee for 15 years and the owner knew him well. And I think that's what becomes really, really heartbreaking. And so when we got the confession, they get the confession and then it's like he doesn't have any money. Why? Because he has a gambling problem. And they should have known it because they hear him that he goes gambling at least once a month to Vegas, takes his mom, I mean, but consistently, and he doesn't make that much money. So it's kind of interesting, right? Has a new car, bought a small house. It was a mobile home and in the Bay Area, so super expensive. And that is what they got. He gave that to them. And so they recovered $300,000 of that money, but that was it.
Wow.
And the lessons learned, right? Audits are important of every kind. And that was a big one. Yeah.
Wow. I'm just blown away by all of these stories so far. Oh no, Terry has another story. I'm almost afraid to read it, Terry. Their lock was cut by the manager and did not tell us. We went into the unit, knew we had the correct unit, tried the key, went to the office and found out they cut the wrong lock. Okay, well, that's not as bad as the other stories, Terry, thank goodness, but that is still not good. Not like that. It's due diligence, the audits, the cameras, all those things, right? Training for sure. Now, what else do we have? Round two, Shannon.
So I keep this one in my back pocket and I often refer to it with people because we just take all kinds of weird calls. And when we do training with a customer service person who's going to take phone calls, one of the things that we teach them is that really pay close attention, because in the first 10 to 15 seconds of any phone call, people, they want something from you. So they are going to data dump. And so the best thing that you can do is be actively listening, because if you get, hi, my name is Shannon, I'm calling because I need storage. I'm probably going to need a pretty big unit because I'm moving and I have to store my items for 3 months. And I'm looking at your website right here. I just found you on Google and I have this question and I want to rent from you. They have just answered 6 of the most common questions in like seconds of that phone call. So we ask our team to just really don't be looking at other things. Don't be trying to log into something, like focus in on what this person is saying and listen to this first 15 seconds. The first 15 seconds of this phone call sounded an awful lot like, oh my gosh, the manager.
Is another one where they should have called the police?
Well, you would think, honestly, you would wonder, but it turned out, so our agent is desperately trying to misunderstand. She thinks that the person's trying to get in touch with the manager. Something terrible is happening at the facility. She's trying to get a supervisor online to call the manager to let her know you've got somebody there who's having a really hard time. I can't really understand. But no. It turned out that what she was yelling was that the manager of the facility was standing on her car with a baseball bat and threatening her and her boyfriend. And she was just screaming. She's freaking out that this is happening. And our agent, God love them, asked one simple question that I feel like anyone could have asked, which is, why are you calling the store? Because she called the store number to scream about the manager being on there. So thank goodness we were there. They were able to escalate that to at least a district manager. But I would say active listening always is a takeaway here. And also, if you're in a position to answer calls for anybody else, be sure that you have an active and updated emergency call list, and that you know what to do if the manager is the problem and you need to get in touch with somebody else, just in case they lose their dang mind, because it would appear that this person lost their dang mind. But
so policies and procedures, people. Keep it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure nobody has one in there that says don't climb on your tenant's car with a baseball bat, but let me know in the comments if I'm wrong on that.
Find out if there's been more than one. Tron, is that who your mystery vandal was?
No, No, but this was a strange mystery for sure. So this was a large property that backed up to railroad tracks in a busy urban area, and it was kind of a rough green space. And you'd expect some people to hang out back there. That would be your expectation. But what was happening was the manager would come in, and one or two tenants would come up and say, "Someone's been in my unit and trashed the thing." You're like, what? So he went and opened up the door, and sure enough, someone had rifled through the whole place. It looked like someone was looking for something very specific, but we couldn't figure out how they got in the unit, and really didn't quite know what to do. So didn't do anything. A few days later, another unit completely trashed. Same thing. How did they get in? What were they looking for? Nothing was missing. A couple days later, 3 or 4 units got trashed. Same thing happened. And by this time, the manager had alerted corporate, and corporate put extra cameras on the back of the building. It was a family of raccoons. Found a way to get into the property, and they were just trashing units like crazy. And wow, they did an amazing job trashing units. And it took a while to stop them because there was apparently more than one way they got in. And then they broke through a couple of the barriers that were built to keep them out. It took, I think, 4 or 5 tries to get them out of there and keep them out of there. So you got to watch out for your little furry, cute vandals as well.
Little masked bandits getting away with all kinds of stuff in there. Did any of them have babies in the unit?
Oh, and you could see on the cameras, they brought the kids along to show them how to do it.
That's awesome. Did you remind the tenants this is why we don't keep food in our units, boys and girls?
Yeah.
I don't even think that was the problem. I think the raccoons were just having fun because I don't think any of those units had food in them.
That's funny.
Living their best life.
Living their best life, for sure.
Valerie, tell us about the drunken storage manager. That's a big story.
So again, we do mystery shopping for phone calls, Shannon. I've got some phone calls too. And we do site surveys. So we go out and mystery shop and video shop. So they're armed with a video. And thank goodness on this one, because the manager that was at the store, and there was just one person, was completely and visibly intoxicated. His shirt was untucked. It was half undone. He slurred his speech. He could barely stay upright. And the camera even captured everything, including him following the shopper outside.
Oh dear.
Oh, she just left.
And
Hold on, Valerie.
Oh, no.
You looked up for a second. What happened?
He followed her outside?
He followed her?
So he followed her outside to her car. And thank goodness, because I mean, he shouldn't have. And she kept the camera on. So it was great because he almost fell in the car. Okay. Like when she's opening the door and he's like, it was horrible. And so I wouldn't even believe my shopper on this one because it was so bad. And so of course we immediately called our client, and they went out there immediately, and he was very drunk. And so needless
He
to
didn't have a
say.
baseball bat, did he?
Pardon me?
He didn't have a baseball bat, did he? You're going to pass over here.
Don't let me imply that person was drunk. I genuinely don't know. I wouldn't speculate.
I'm just saying he was out there, and you never know. But
oh my goodness! And so they literally they actually arrested him and took him away. And so I guess this is like our company, right? And we say this is why it's good to check up. And this manager was a great manager. So whether he's having family problems, whatever it may be, but it was really sad to see.
Oh, goodness, that is bad.
Yes.
Tron, I have in my notes, it says chopstick incident.
Ah.
What could that be?
This is my thing.
Incident. Yes. So there was a large conversion project, major metro city, one of those big old industrial buildings where you could put mezzanines in the floors. So each floor then became 2 floors, right, with the mezzanines. And one day, the upper mezzanine top floor collapsed. Now, how it happened that no one was up there at the time is just really a miracle, I think, because it was in the middle of the day when it happened. And there was something like 120 units between those 2 mezzanine levels. And everything got crushed up there. And in the process of crushing those units, it set off the sprinklers for the whole building. And so about another 600 units got wet. And of course, it's a big major metro market, and there's all kinds of fascinating things being stored in there. And one of the units that collapsed was a 10 by 20 that was full of chopsticks. They were a chopstick importer, and I don't know how many bazillions of them they sold because their unit was always packed to the gills. And so somehow the urban legend became that the chopsticks took down the storage unit. That's not actually what happened. What actually happened was in the unit next to it was a company that sold marble countertops. And they were leaning the countertops up against the side wall. And yes, the floor load in those mezzanines could handle just about anything, but the weight load up against that wall cannot handle 15 slabs of marble being leaned up against it. And it started bending the wall, and once the wall bent, the whole thing came down. And there were so many precious things destroyed in that. I couldn't even begin to name it. And you could imagine the horror that the store staff had with that as well. I mean, it took months to get everyone settled and to get everyone's stuff out and to even begin the repairs. And it was quite something.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
So the lesson there is, you've got to know what people are putting in. And now that we have cameras that are monitored by AI and you can really understand what's coming in your building, you might easily identify you've got someone coming in with slabs of marble, and you better find out what they're doing with them, because if they're laying them on the floor, okay, that might be fine, but up against the wall, no. So, fortunately, there was good insurance in place all the way along the way, so most people recovered almost everything. But you can imagine there were so many things. There was even an old funeral home there that was still holding remains in urns that no one had ever claimed, and all kinds of stuff.
Oh,
that's creepy. That was creepy. I give that vote the creepy vote.
That is creepy. Yeah, I wonder if there's ghosts there. Is it haunted now? The haunted storage facility? I think we're getting to a story like that.
It could be. The other thing I would encourage you to do is, if you're not well acquainted with someone who offers counseling services to people involved in crises, get to know those people, because if you have something even closely approaching this, your store staff needs counseling and needs help, because it's tough.
You mention how many people come in needing storage because they are in a crisis themselves, right?
Right.
So, oh goodness.
What a great point, John.
Yeah, great point.
It's definitely a good lesson to learn. Shannon, we were already saying the show is going to the dogs today. You have a tale of the dogs.
Well, I am combining a bunch of different stories. We get calls about dogs just all the time. It seems odd to me that people bring dogs to storage facilities. It would seem frequently. So we take the phone calls with, if a couple is on site and they have a dog that's barking aggressively at me. We always get aggressively. That's the most important word when people call. We also get I'll call them the backdoor, like tattletales, where they say things like, are people allowed to bring their dogs up here because there's a dog that's looking at me? like those kinds of things. So these are just phone calls that we take on a regular basis where, they're just afraid to have a conversation with the person who's standing 10 feet away from them and instead would rather call an anonymous, telephone number to have them do something about these things. So one of the things that I say is, I know we are moving more and more towards remote managed facilities, but I think this is one of the things that I can point to as saying, I think at least sometimes a person needs to be on site, right? If you see dog poop at your facility around Unit 110, you might want to talk to the people in Unit 110 about bringing their big dog with them to the facility. Not that that is a specific example, you understand, but just be there, know what's going on at your facility, at least during some of the hours of the week, I'm begging you. And if dogs are not allowed, be sure that that is clear to your tenants, that we want to keep this a safe and comfortable place for everybody. We ask that you leave your dogs at home. But if I did not work in a call center, it would never occur to me that this is as big of a problem as it appears to be, because we get these calls all the time. People, apparently every dog is very aggressive. So no, I'm here. I told you I'm here visiting one of my clients today, and I am so blessed because this is a dog friendly office. So there are dogs just wandering around, and I'm like, that sounds like heaven to me. Like, I don't know why. Why do you ever call anybody to be complaining that there are dogs wandering around? You just love on their bellies, and that's what you do. But no, we have a lot of phone calls that say otherwise.
Oh, well, that reminds me of the story of my own dog, Benny, who is camera shy today. But if anybody saw our video on social media, he's in the video. He was found at a Texas storage facility. Someone had abandoned him there. That was his horror story. The light at the end of the tunnel is he now lives with us in his foot. But yeah, someone had just left him there, and I didn't know that. I adopted him. They actually transported him from Texas to Michigan for me. And I opened up the folder with his paperwork, and it said his name was Benny U-Haul. And I was like, this is crazy. So I called the lady that was fostering him, and I said, was he found at a storage facility? She goes, yeah. How'd you know? I was like, well, U-Haul gave it away. But, so he was just meant to be. And my tagline for Benny is, if he could talk, he would tell you self-storage changes lives.
Love it.
And if you're in Texas and you found a giant white dog last summer, I want to meet you, because it was probably my dog, Benny.
Oh, I love that.
He is a great dog. He's living his best life too.
Yeah. Hopefully he wasn't the one that made our caller say he's looking at me some kind of way.
No, he would not. He would just be running up and trying to lick your face, even though he's the size of a horse.
You tell him Mama Shannon said scritch a belly. Okay, that's enough.
Okay. Valerie, you have a story about a creepy customer call.
Well, Shannon, you can really relate. I know you can too, Tron. But we listen to tons of phone calls every month from call centers and storage. And so one of the really creepy calls was during one of the audio recorded mystery shops. Now this is just a total call that came in. So we weren't completing the mystery shop. We were actually just listening to the calls for our AI. And when we listened to it, this guy starts conversing with this girl, and you can tell the girl's really young. And he starts.
Oh, you're locked up. Hold on, Valerie. While we wait for Valerie to come back, I'm going to share another story from Tal Terry. Tal Terry, we should have just had you on the show. She said a hurricane came through with flooding of the aisles, the roads, and the retention pond, and she had to use a water pump for 3 days and deny access to all but emergency use of units caused waves.
Oh my gosh.
That is a tough circumstance too.
We've done shows just about these emergency kinds of situations, and the best thing you can do is just try to be prepared, right? And be well insured.
Well, and block it off. Don't let anybody in there until you're ready for
Oh
them.
yeah, definitely. That's not safe for anyone. Okay, Valerie's back. We got to the point where you got the phone call going, and there's a gentleman and a young lady on the phone.
Yes. And so you can tell she's young. So now he starts asking her, a few kind of casual questions, but he asks her age. And then he starts asking, oh, so do you go to school, college, high school, And she's like, oh, no, I just started college, blah, 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 blah. And she's oblivious, and he's kind of creepy. But he keeps asking the calls. And then he's like, oh, okay, well, because she's going by her, features, benefits, and, do you want to come in and see it? Yeah, are you going to be there? And she says, yes. And she's still not getting that he's trying to pick up on her. And so, it was the creepiest call ever. Then it gets really a little too personal. And so the call ends. And the great thing is we're listening to it. It just happened. Normally it's not like this. And we're able to call, the owner. And they then made sure that that guy just didn't even come in. But he also coached the young girl because the girl she was 18 years old. And so it was, and I don't know, Shannon, if you've ever heard those. We don't hear those often. That is and it was a rare case that we picked it up. Yeah. Because we do audits and quality control. And so we were able to hear the whole thing. But it's like this eye opener that you cannot believe that just happened on the call.
Yeah. And that's dangerous too. That is really, if he had actually shown up at that facility, luckily most of what we do really is just by telephone, but we train our team that everything that we do, you're separated by a line, right? But you're sending potentially someone to go to a facility where someone's going to be across a 2-foot counter, and we need to treat that accordingly. And we actually did have situation. Fortunately, I've got a client, he is still with us today. This situation probably happened about 15 years ago. But we had a caller who figured out for somehow, some way, that when he called this self-storage facility on the weekend, they weren't open, and it would go to a call center, and he would call, and every time one of our men agents would answer the phone, he would just hang up. But if it was a woman, he would engage them on the phone, asking creepy questions and all of the things. And I will let your imagination take that wherever you would like for it to do. But I will tell you, by Monday of the following week, we had about 150 recorded phone calls from the same number. Wow. And I actually had to make a phone call to the owner of that company. He ended up blocking that number through his phone company, and also getting a protective order against that. Right. Because there was just, listen, at that point, Valerie, that there is a mental health situation going on. Yeah. So,
and that's why we talk about training, and, these younger people, she was totally oblivious, and that's where it was heartbreaking, because she was, I'll be here. I'm like, yeah, I'll be here, sure.
If you hadn't been on that call, Val, then he might have just showed up there, right? Like, because she didn't really realize there was anything wrong.
Well, and a lot of the storage units have 1 to 2 employees on. Right. So, and you take these tours. It's definitely, yeah.
There's not that big of a difference between a 19-year-old working at a self-storage facility on their own and a 13-year-old telling somebody on the interweb, oh, yeah, I go to this school. I'm a cheerleader. I'll be home alone after school. It's the same exact thing, and so scary. So I'm so glad that you heard that, and it worked out great.
That's a blessing to that young lady. Hopefully she's out there living her best life too. Tron, you have a story about a freezer unit, and I'm a little scared because Tal Terry had a story about a freezer too. So what's up?
Unfortunately, freezers can be a problem, and this one actually happened at an auction. So maybe the first lesson is, if you're going to do really, really cruel, crazy, stupid things, you should pay your rent so your unit doesn't go to auction if your unit's involved in these things. So the winner of the bid winner went in to start, looking to see what they got. And they're like, oh, cool, a freezer. Maybe I can do something with that. Well, when they opened the freezer, they found the wife of the guy who rented the storage unit, and she had apparently been missing for 6 or 7 years.
Oh
And
my God.
yeah. So unfortunately, this is not a one-off story. These things do happen, and oh boy. So
Was the freezer plugged in?
it wasn't. And
Did he
somehow
know
it
he
was
was
high
there?
enough that it didn't cause a problem. You would
Oh,
think that it would have, but
yeah. Yeah, I guess it really,
yeah,
wow.
all tight.
Oh,
So
So did he do it, or was he looking for her for 6 years?
it was his unit, and he had did it. So yeah. And the police had just decided they couldn't prove that there had been a crime committed, and they just kind of were waiting for more evidence or put it in the cold cases, and there it was. Yes, tall Terry, it was well sealed.
What brand of freezer was that? We don't need that one.
No, really, what kind of freezer was that? Mm-hmm.
Oh my. So what's the lesson learned? Is there something they could have, maybe cameras? So but he probably already had she was probably already in the freezer when he brought the freezer in. So
Yeah, that's what you would think. So yeah, you can only do so much. Even if you have really good prompts for your AI cameras, you can only do so much. So you've just got to be careful.
wow. Yeah, if those freezers look extra heavy.
Yes, there's too many people carrying that freezer. What's going on?
Like freezers as they come in or something. Oh my goodness.
My goodness.
Okay, we have Holly has a story for us. Holly Evelyn. We auctioned a unit off. It was full of boxes and duffel bags. The auction winner gets there and the bags were full of illegal stuff, and the customer's parole paperwork was found.
Oh my gosh.
We had a DEA at the facility for the next week. Oh, the DEA were there. Oh,
I'll bet.
Yeah. Crime scene. Get out the tape. Oh.
That's an auction winner who's sad they get nothing.
Right.
What happens then?
Yeah, they were sad they didn't get to keep all the illegal things.
I'm just saying, if you are like, oh, dude, I bid $50 on this unit, it's worth 8.7 billion street value. Woo-hoo! But no, it doesn't quite work that way.
I have heard of stories like that. I think Tal Terry even said something about people, actually manufacturing drugs in a unit.
Oh yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah, the good news is you can smell that. Again, go to your facility. If it smells wonky, pay attention to that.
Exactly. That's where it's important. At least have maintenance or somebody walking around throughout the day, throughout the week, just someone checking in to make sure, because you can't smell stuff that's on, the camera doesn't send you the smell. What's it called? The smellotron or something?
Smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision. That's what I was trying to say. They don't have that yet. But if they do, it's going to be oh, yeah. Well, Shannon, tell us about the tattling shoes.
Yeah, so we actually took a phone call from a caller who stated that her unit had been broken into, and she had, was giving all of the details to our person. She was well aware that she was speaking with someone off site, so she was reporting this information to go to the management for the facility. But the thing that was interesting was that she was absolutely certain she knew who had done this crime, and it was the man that rented the unit next door to her. So the agent was making notes, and they were asking questions. Can you see where the wall's been removed, or is there a hole, or what makes you so certain that because she was like, it was him, I know it was him. And she said, because he's standing 10 feet away from me and he's wearing my shoes. She was certain that it was him that had broken into her unit, even though she didn't know how, because he was standing there wearing her shoes. And you can't make that up, right? These are things that just happen. And I told our agent, I'm like, well, clearly we cannot assume guilt, right? But it does sound pretty incriminating. Not I'm not going to lie about that. And I can tell you that all details of that call were immediately turned over to the management for that property, and they handled it accordingly. But it turned out she actually was correct. It was the gentleman in the high heels next door that had broken into her unit.
That is funny. That's really funny.
Yeah, I know it's him because he's wearing my shoes.
Oh my God. Oh, Pixie Cat, we have someone new here. She has new facility had only been open less than a year. I had a much older man rent a unit here. At first, everything was normal and fine. Then slowly he started trying to get my personal number and even asking our call center for it, waiting on me to come into the office. He would follow me onto the property and was convinced I would date him. It got to the point that I was not comfortable dealing with him and had to have my district manager come in and have him evicted. At that point, he was openly making comments about her body.
I'm sorry.
This
is a tough job for people who are in that office by themselves, and I'm so glad you did that. Make that phone call. Not, ladies, if you are out there and you are listening to this broadcast, do not hesitate to reach out and ask for help. Make the phone call. Go to the store next door, the retail establishment next. Do whatever you have to do to keep yourself safe. Because
absolutely, and by doing that, you're keeping other people safe too. Because I guarantee you, that person's trying to do it with someone else as well. So, thank goodness she did the right thing.
Yep. And if you have a disgruntled customer who says, I'm going to my car and then I'm going to come back and fix this problem, then you lock the door and call the police.
That's right. Get out of view.
Stay away from the windows.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Valerie, what is the Apple Pay heist?
Well, years ago when Apple Pay came out with that, they first introduced the little square that you could put on your phone and pay, right? Well, this storage company had another really trusted employee. He had been there since he was 18 years old. He had been working from, I think, 16, 17 years. And not only that, he literally would go on trips with the owner. And of course, they would go to, what's that called? The NBA, March Madness in Vegas. And so they would go there every year. And I mean, this guy, nicest guy in the world. I've actually met him several times. Nicest guy in the world. I mean, quiet, conservative, everything. Well, what he was doing was whenever people would pay cash and he was alone, he just put his little Apple Pay there. And he made it very close to the name of their account, right? And so it would show up that way and they pay him. And he did it for a long, long, long time. And so that's when we would come in. And once a customer had said, no, I paid, see? So then, and he did a lot of other things because he was definitely on the accounting side too, but he was also would work, his own shift. And so once all these things started happening, they bring us in and then we do the interrogation, the interview, and then hopefully get a confession. And so that's what we got. And so they recouped some of their money, and it was definitely in his 401k and stuff because he gambled it all away. Another gambler. But, and always one of the key indicators to look for when you have people that are in your accounting is time. Whenever they say they've been with me 15 years, I'm out, red flag.
Really?
Yes. And not that everybody at 15 years steals.
Yeah, I've been here 15 years and I promise I'm not stealing. Except I am having fun with you guys at work, I guess, technically. Am I working right now or am I just having a good time?
You're not on the accounting side, though, Shannon.
Not on the accounting
side. It's just one of those indicators. Make sure you have checks and balances in place and deep checks and balances in place because, life just goes on. And unless you really, there's a reason why those big accounting firms exist,
Right. I went in retail for many, many years, and one of the things that we learned about security was that a lot of people who you trust so much, like the ones you've described, Val, are just opportunists. And if the opportunity's there, they sometimes will take it, especially if they have, maybe they have a gambling problem or something. They have debts they've got to pay somehow. So that I can see how that could sort of be a red flag. Unfortunately, like the more you trust them and the more those openings come up, because you think, I've known this kid, he goes on our trips with us, we can totally trust him with everything we've got. And nope, still gotta watch out.
And you're so right. You're so right. And what's really interesting is they almost want to get caught because they're living with the burden. And so sometimes that's why it's so easy when you go to interrogate, they confess pretty easily.
It's a relief.
Yeah, but we always end up, a lot of our stories are money, just because when things get really rough, that's where the confessions come. That's where we do the interviews and, get the confessions, and it's heartbreaking. Then they get so close to Dan because Dan is the expert at the interrogation. And sometimes they'll ask if they could get up in touch with them when they get out of jail.
Oh,
that's really cute. He's had 3 like that.
Wow. Yeah. Well, knowing Dan, I can see why he's so personable, and I'm sure he's really good at what he does. And I'm just learning today that you guys have the private investigator license. I never even knew about that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. And you know what? It's kind of something that we don't advertise because it's not really our core business. Right. It's just, we end up uncovering stuff that gets kind of crazy. And his dad owned the business before in 1954. And he was an expert polygrapher. And so that's how they've been doing this forever in the interrogation side. So, when people would have to, especially small companies would have to fire people, they're friends and they can't handle it. And they don't want to do it. So then he'd come in and do it for them.
I'm having strong Meet the Fockers vibe right now.
Right. The polygraph.
Seriously, that's my husband's favorite movie. And he talks, the Faulkners is it. Okay, we see it all the time. And so off a little bit, but he did my dad's eulogy and he wouldn't tell me what it was, and it was on the Fokker family.
Oh my gosh.
And he did the whole thing. It's supposed to be serious. We're supposed to be crying. Everybody's laughing hysterically. It was really good. I'm with you.
That's great. That's a great story, actually.
Okay, we're getting down to our last bit here, everybody. If you have a story you want to contribute, please add it in. We have another one from Tall Terry. She had a person come into the office and ask how he could go visit his friend who was now living in the unit. Yeah, you can just say
my friend in Unit 12.
And you let me in Unit.
Tall Terry's the concierge at the front desk as well as the storage man. My goodness.
I've heard of many stories about people moving into units and things like that, unfortunately.
Yeah, but maybe not having their
being a concierge. Yeah, usually they're keeping it a secret. So that's Tron, tell us about the curse of the bad roof, please.
Oh my goodness. All right. So you know how the story Beauty and the Beast where it started, right? The unfortunate person shows up at the front door and offers a flower to the person who owns the castle, and they shoo her away, and terrible things happen afterwards. Well, when a roofer shows up while you're doing due diligence for buying a storage project, and the roofer hands you the rose of a report that says you need a new roof, don't shoo them away, because you'll get cursed. And this project was a conversion that was actually like 4 buildings that were connected, and they were all built at different times with different roofing materials and put together differently, and could not stop that thing from leaking. They had to close half of that property because they one, did not budget enough to fix the roof if they had to fix the roof. Two, they didn't replace the roof like the roofer told them to before they bought it, and they ended up having to close half the project because they couldn't keep it dry, and there's a disaster for you right there. So if ever a roofer gives you the gift of a report that tells you you have a problem, give them candy or something. Don't shoot them away.
I thought you were going to say give them cash, but okay, sure.
Well, sure.
Whatever it
This
takes,
would be
right?
good. Yes.
Because they're saving you cash in the long run.
Oh,
Wow.
well, people,
Shannon,
come
you
on.
have a story called "Do You Know Who My Father Is?"
Yes, this is actually a sweet friend of mine in the self-storage industry, a manager who called, had received a phone call from one of their tenants who said, I don't know if you know this, but my father is an attorney, and I am going to go over this lease with you line by line and redline the things that I will not be signing because my father, the attorney, has indicated that these are not legal for you to even do. Just that's always fun. Do you know who my father is? Just always cracks me up. No, I don't. Really don't. And I would say my takeaway from that, be sure you are using an SSA lease that you can be certain was created by attorneys in the self-storage industry who care about your business and want our entire industry to be doing well. And then my second thing, and I recommend this to facilities all the time, is read your own lease. It is amazing to me how many people out in the world have no idea what it is that they're even selling and what they're requiring people to do. They pick their 2 or 3, like, I know what's going to happen if you're late. I know what's going to happen if you do something that makes me mad, but they don't take the time to read through that whole lease and know what I expect of you and what you expect of me. So if you are within the sound of my voice, read your lease, learn it, love it, know it.
Yes, and if someone says, hey, do you know who my father is? You can say, well, my uncles, Scott Zucker and Jeffrey Greenberger, would love to meet you.
Uncle Scott will help me.
Yes.
I love it. Shannon, that's good advice, though.
I love it. If you do talk with him, please let him know I'm now calling him Uncle Scott. And so, yeah, I want that out there in public.
Let's all call him Uncle Scott from now on. Hashtag Uncle Scott.
You'd have to give him the background to that, though.
Well, he'll have it. He'll get it out of me. He's pretty good about that.
Yeah.
He gives me the look. He's got the look down. Like, what do you mean?
Oh.
And I'll have to just say everything. It's like Valerie said, we want.
Yes. He'll get, yeah, absolutely. I can see that happening with Scott, Uncle Scott.
With Uncle Scott.
Valerie, we have you down for our last story of the day, the fear factor.
Oh, this is a boring one compared to everybody else's. I was trying to think of my last one, but you know what? I did some training early on in my earlier years and for storage units. And I was amazed at how fearful the employees were of upset customers. And one of my companies spent so much money on training for upset customers. And when we kind of uncovered how often there was an upset customer, it was maybe once a month, maybe. And I mean, we did some in-depth, because I said, you guys, we have to stop focusing on this. I mean, there's other things, what you want to do is ask for the sale. You want to just be nice and kind and sweet and lovable, and they'll buy from you and return their phone call. And so it was the phone. So, yeah, that's all you have to do, return the phone call. And be a little nice, and then, listen, right? I mean, it's not this difficult, but I swear to you, I thought this was the craziest thing. So before you spend all the money, do a little data research, dig a little, really find out. Don't just listen to the loudspeaker out there that's, complaining about all this stuff, because it might not be what you need. But that's kind of it.
That makes a lot of sense. And I'm just going to scan these stories really quickly here. I feel like
the stories are so good.
We might have. Oh, Tall Terry also had someone living in the unit.
I think that's so common, right?
They were living in the unit after office hours only and using candles for lighting.
No, don't do that, friends.
I had to get the church helped them move, which is great. But candles is that's the worst option for lighting.
Oh,
other
so
than-
bad.
Oh,
So
don't
bad.
do that, please. Well, I'm glad you got them help, Terry. And well, that is all of our stories. We are right on time today. I'm going to be bringing up Michaela. Hi, Michaela. How you doing? You're on mute.
Sorry about that. Hi.
Hi. Everyone see your costume.
Yeah,
What's
let's
that?
show everyone your whole costume.
Oh, yes. Hang on. Well, I got my badge here. Courtesy of my husband. This is real, by the way. Just hang on. I gotta get my little sidekick
prisoner.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
This is my little prisoner.
The penitentiary prisoner.
The penitentiary.
That's too much. In penitentiary, oh my goodness. Yep.
Wait, and he's left it on this whole time? That's amazing.
Well, I kept the shirt on her, but the hat, I took the hat off because she doesn't like the hat so much. So,
so good. Oh, we have one more story from Tall Terry, and then Michaela is going to have us vote on our favorite story. Husband walked the property, 3-story, climate control, and heard moaning. Followed a plugged-in extension cord to the next one, and then the next one, and found a client unconscious with stacked empty beer bottles. Oh my God, I got to get to the rest of the story.
And what, Tall Terry? And what?
Terry. Where'd it go? Oh, no.
Oh dear. No. Never mind, Tall Terry.
All right, Tall Terry, I couldn't find the rest of your story, but we're wrapping up our time. So Michaela, give us the top 3 stories, and our panelists, our guests today, will vote on their favorite for a grand prize winner.
Yeah, absolutely. So, top 3, one is going to be from Tall Terry, and that's going to be about obviously pretty crazy finding, a dead body in a storage unit. That's probably almost as spooky as it gets, I think. So that would be from Tall Terry. And then we have Holly shared the unit full of a bunch of illegal things, which is pretty crazy as well. And then Pixie Cat about the pretty creepy man that was trying to get in touch with her. So finding her personal number and everything, that's pretty wild. So I would say those are our top 3, and we can go ahead and pick and vote which ones.
We're holding up fingers. What are we doing?
1, 2, or 3. Take your pick. Oh, number 1 gets it.
Number 1 is the winner.
Tall Terry finding a dead body is very creepy. I can't imagine.
That's
I would
about
have trouble sleeping tonight.
scary and horrifying.
Yeah, the freezer story of Tron's was probably
Yeah.
right as well.
That ranked up there as well. I'll tell you the reason I voted 3 instead of 1 is that person was already gone and wasn't going to hurt anybody. But I don't like that creepy man following her around.
I know.
Yeah,
That's
spooky.
definitely. Well, Tall Terry, please contact us. You are going to get a free ticket for Storage Tech 25. And we're very happy to have you joining us for that. And I'm going to say goodbye to all of our wonderful guests today. Thank you so much for coming. And you came in costume, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you to all of our audience members. And thank you to SBOA Insurance Services for sponsoring our show. I'm going to say goodbye to our guests and keep Michaela here just to run over a couple of other details of what's coming up.
I do want to say really quick, for those of you that each shared a horror story, you are going to get a $5 Starbucks gift card. So please, I'm going to put up the email for you to send. Put in the subject line SSU winner. Email Mari at the SBOA.com, and she's going to get you that gift card. And then Tall Terry, since you were our grand prize winner of the day, please let her know that you were also our grand prize winner, and she will know what to send over to you for your prize.
Awesome. And we have some upcoming events. I'm dressed for the next one. We're going to be in Texas next week. So we're very excited for the Big Ideas in Self-Storage Conference in Austin. Michaela will be there with me as well. And we will have the team from SBOA Insurance Services, who we've mentioned a few times. What is our booth number there? Do you happen to have it?
Our booth number is 620, but I don't have something to show for it as of right now.
620, you will see us there. Come and say hello. There's going to be a huge Halloween party. So that's going to be really fun. I think there's a costume contest, which we are entering as a team. So
Yes.
that is still a mystery. It will not be this. And Michaela can't bring her husband's badge with her, I don't think. So she's going to have
Fortunately, no.
And we can't bring the dogs, unfortunately, because that would really be fun.
But we do have a pretty cool costume planned all together. So I'm excited for that.
Yes, we have the group costume. We also have, we mentioned it already because our grand prize winner is getting a ticket for Storage Tech 2025. That is going to be on Wednesday, November 19th. Half off sales end tomorrow. And you met Tron today. Tron just earlier this week agreed to do a follow-up session for everyone who is registered or is a VIP member. So you don't get that very often when you go to these webinars, right? You don't have someone who follows up with you. He's going to have a checklist for you guys so that you kind of can make all of the things that you learn about at the summit, and you're going to have an actionable checklist that he's going to go over with you and how to implement the best options for your storage facility. And that will be a follow-up that we do in January to get you ready for the new year. It'll be our first webinar of the new year. I can't believe we're that close already.
I know.
I also want to mention that the silent auction for the Texas show next week is already underway. You can already vote. They are giving all the proceeds to benefit Shriners Children's Hospital. I think we all are familiar with that. A huge, wonderful, great cause. And we donated a really cool smoker. So if you're local and you can drive that home, otherwise I think they will ship it to you. And other than that, I think we are ready to say goodbye. I want to thank everybody once again for being here. We're going to end with a video from one of our sponsors here today. You're going to learn more about the XPS, and you're going to learn more about our mystery shopping program. So have a great Halloween, everybody. I hope we see you in Texas next week.
Thanks, everybody.
A recent 2023 survey of independent self-storage executives, owners, and operators, 82% reported that missing calls at the facility level were their most critical service concern. The phones are still the lifeblood of the self-storage business. From capturing incoming rental opportunities to handling tenant needs, the phones still continue to be a central part of the business. Since 2000, XPS Solutions has partnered with and supports thousands of independently owned and operated facilities to handle millions of calls, payments, and rentals. Our innovative technology is instrumental in reducing operating expenses, driving revenue, and capturing five-star tenant experiences for our clients. One facility or 100, no matter how large or small your business is, XPS Solutions is the answer. 80% of calls your facility receives are from existing tenants. These calls are often tenants who want to know their balance, make a payment, obtain a gate code, or know when their lease is up. This can be incredibly time-consuming and detracts from catching prospect calls and renting units. With XPS 24/7 Pay by Phone, you automatically enable the tenant to obtain their balance and make a payment without engaging with a team member or agent. This dramatically reduces time spent on the phone and allows a smooth, self-serve customer experience. The other 20% of your calls are prospect opportunities. For years, software limited XPS's ability to convert and move in a rental from a call. However, now with the new integration XPS offers into the property management systems, XPS rental experts can take those inquiries and convert callers into tenants in one call. With the XPS Rent Up solution, we directly integrate with many of the leading software management systems to lease up the prospect over the phone. This drives immediate occupancy and customer satisfaction the first time the prospect contacts your facility, while catching those precious leads when your team isn't available. Let's not overlook mobile and the opportunity it presents. Today's tenants need convenient options to engage with your business. XPS Solutions offers the industry's original tenant-facing mobile app, My Store Pal, which allows tenants to obtain their balance, make payments, access code details, store unit details such as pictures and contents, and contact customer service via chat, phone, or email right from the app. My Store Pal directly integrates with the largest software providers and reduces calls while driving a 5-star customer experience. And speaking of 5-star experience, XPS Solutions integrates with Birdeye, one of the premier reputation management service providers, to capture positive feedback and customer reviews for every positive phone engagement we handle. This activity drives search engine ranking and ensures you have a regular, relevant, and positive feedback on your online platforms. XPS Solutions. It all happens over the phone. Contact us today to schedule a discovery call to capture what you're missing.
Thank you for calling self-storage. This is how may I help you?
Yeah, and do you guys have any storage available, spots available?
You said you're looking for a parking space?
No, I need some storage. I'm moving to town, and I need to put my house in there, or my apartment, I guess I should say.
Okay, absolutely. Are you looking for an air-conditioned unit or a non-climate?
I think non-climate. I don't think anything in there is probably that, sensitive.
All right, and so with that, our non-climate units with the drive-up access, we have the largest being 10 by 35s, and then down from that we have 10 by 30s, 10 by 20s, and 10 by 15.
Yeah, maybe a 10 by 15. I mean, actually a 10 by 20.
A 10 by 20? All right, and those are starting at $269 base.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You too.